The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
I made an intro for you and I've forgotten where I put it.
It sucked.
No, here it is. Here we go.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Auckland. Storyteller, pilot, lover, goat farmer, chicken farmer, Vaughn Davis.
Double rainbow, full on, all the way. Woo! Whoa! Double waterfall. It's so intense.
Yes, Double Back is the new campaign from Vodafone, and it is just one, I suppose, in a series of celebrity endorsements here on TV screens in New Zealand. Vaughn Davis deconstructing some of it for us. G'day there, Vaughn.
Hey man, it's like the trend for the summer. I mean, that double rainbow thing was sort of made me lean forward in my chair, which is it's a good thing for a TV ad.
Yes,
to get you wondering what's kind of going on, but. I don't know. I sort of wish they'd stopped where he got to double cheeseburger, because I thought it was a pretty good ad for a double cheeseburger.
Well, that's where I thought it was going.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was
me
McDonald's
too.
or something.
Yeah. And all the people I've spoken to, mostly who've only seen it once, are left scratching their heads about what the ad's for. I mean, Double Back, maybe there's going to be more of it. I really don't know what it's about. It's maybe fallen into the trap a lot of ads do of having 28 seconds of fun and 2 seconds of sell at the end.
Yeah. Interesting though that they've gone with a YouTube only celebrity.
Yeah, Mr. Double Rainbow guy. He's a bit of a niche celebrity, and
20-something million views.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of mainstream New Zealand will be wondering exactly what it is. They're obviously going for a fairly niche target.
Yeah.
But, it's maybe a sign of the times. Redefinition of celebrity endorsement.
It also feels like a return to some Vodafone advertising of old, where they've gone for a kind of a newer, hipper kind of, the new kid on the block sort of feel.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back, Vodafone always used to be the young thruster back in the day, even though they're a big, huge multinational company.
But they had that feeling of just the cool guys, whereas 2 Degrees have taken that moniker.
Yeah, 2 Degrees really have. They've done some great work, with the Reece Darby stuff over the last sort of year or so. But I think back to the classic Vodafone stuff, them throwing that Rolls Royce. I'll never forget that ad. It's just that sort of fun challenger attitude that they had lost, and I hope they'll get it back. It'll be cool.
I think it's funny. I laughed. Some people say, the joke's a bit old now, but I think they're just.
Oh, I don't think it's old. I mean, 20 million people have seen it, but it's how many billion people in the world? So it's very, very niche. But I just worry that maybe it doesn't really sell much at the moment.
So there's the Double Rainbow guy, but also the Hoff was in town.
The Hoff. I mean, what really was that about? Out came the Hoff. It was interesting to see how the media treated it. Some of them played the game and said, the Hoff came out and he was advertising Splice and Splice. And especially some of the print media, they got a bit sniffy on it, and they just said he was here, representing an ice cream brand. Yeah. So maybe didn't give him quite the bang for the buck.
I initially thought he was here for a charity type thing for lifeguards. that's what I thought.
Yeah. And there's a danger, of course, with celebrity endorsements that the personal brand gets bigger than the brand you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Splice, not a a great brand in New Zealand.
It was Splice. I thought it was Streets.
I thought it was Splice.
What is Streets?
What's Splice? Streets is the Splice. Splice is the ice block.
Oh, is it? Okay. So it's lost on me.
Yeah, and what's more, a lot of the other advertising around the place, the posters and bits and pieces, don't reflect anything about the Hoff's involvement, which probably just goes to he was paid to do this and this only. But the problem is, if you've got an idea that doesn't spread through the whole campaign, you're not really getting bang for your buck.
So there
we got the Hoff here.
Yeah, we did, and there are pitfalls, I guess, with those sort of celebrity endorsements. But there have been some successful ones in the past.
Oh, there have. I mean, the biggest. Successful is a funny word. One of the most awarded campaigns of last year, and I was on the jury at the Cannes Advertising Festival. We gave it a gold lion, or Grand Prix. Was the Iggy Pop Orcon campaign. Fantastic, out of a small agency here called Special. Sort of the ugly downside to that is that Special got the flick about 4 months after that.
Yeah.
And the rumour is that the campaign itself wasn't that effective. So everyone loved it, but not a lot of people did anything.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? That the call to action is not necessarily translated.
Yeah. Ideally, you hit the sweet spot where people love the ads and they're moved to act. I mean, on the celebrity endorsement role, going back to the ASB Goldstein stuff. Even though he wasn't a real celebrity, it used some of the same techniques, and it was incredibly effective and well loved.
Well, talking about a call to action, new TV channel starting from TVNZ in March called TVNZU.
Yeah, TVNZU, get bent. It says in the promo video. I mean, have a look on Facebook. Just search TVNZU. This is an amalgam of TV and Facebook, basically. That's the sort of the banner proposition. You look a bit more closely, and you see that it's 3 hours of that a day, and the rest of it's basically keeping up with the Kardashians and maybe the odd extreme sports program. But it could be interesting.
You put it out on Twitter yesterday to get feedback on it. Any thoughts?
Yeah, quite a lot of WTF. I mean, it's aimed at 15 to 24-year-olds, I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the people I know on Twitter are neither 15. Most of them are older than 15 plus 24.
Right.
So perhaps it's just scooting a bit low for us.
A gaming segment late at night.
Now, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. If it's good enough for TV3 to have Kate Roger, in prime time, and then with her own show later, talking about movies, why not do the same thing with gaming? Because it's a dirty old cliche. The gaming industry is bigger than the movie industry. The question is, will the gaming audience be? Do they look to TV for guidance on games?
I'm not so sure because even though there is that bigger than Hollywood thing, I think the gamers are also niche in a lot of ways as well, even though they're a big niche, I suppose. And I think they get a lot of their content online.
Yeah, do your World of Warcraft people really want to sort of crawl out of their bedrooms and be recognised for the huge online community they are?
Probably not taking. I would imagine it's more Call of Duty sort of gaming,
sort of platform games.
But that is the challenge also with creating something like that in New Zealand, where the content isn't necessarily released here first. It's released in the States, and a lot of the content is coming from the States, whether it be the reviews or previews and whatnot. They normally get the scoops in the States, and you can see all that online. So
it's the same
going to be hard.
Program. I mean, a lot of the movies are released overseas
right.
first, and once the program gets traction, maybe you'll get the same sort of favours from the studios that movie reviewers get, and they'll get flown to releases and bits and pieces. So it could be great.
Watch that Facebook space for TVNZU.
Yeah,
big day out coming up on Friday.
The biggest youth marketing event on the advertising calendar. Cynically, should be interesting. It's been the forum for some interesting advertising stunts in the past. I mean, the most famous was the AMI. Scott Kelly has a small dick. Aeroplane banner.
Oh yes.
Oh, sorry, not AMI. What am I talking about? The NZ Girl. NZ Girl.
Oh right.
Don't mess with NZ Girl, which was classic. Ambient advertising, stunt advertising.
Yeah.
I think the big product launch at this big day out looks like being 2CP. From everything I've been reading, I mean, honestly, a part of me, cynical advertising guy, suspects that 2CP is actually a new energy drink, and it's going to all be revealed on the main stage. But I'm not going to be there this year, so I'll leave it to the
hallucinogenic energy drink.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about that, I was on a bit of a road trip heading up to up to the Lee Sawmill for New Year's. We went through Helensville.
Oh, Helensville!
Stopped to get some fried chicken in Helensville.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else is open. Yeah. Went to the dairy there, though, and in the dairy there's a special fridge full of, energy drinks, but stuff called cannabis and Get High, stuff like that. I mean, they're all drinks.
It's all kind of overt, isn't it?
And I was like, what?
My favourite energy drink at the moment, and not that I've drunk it, I just like the labelling, and I may also have seen this in Helensville, is known as Miss Helen's Big Melons. So... We've got rock and roll and drugs drinks, and now we've got a sex drink to go with it. Sort of, my 11-year-old son was very interested in Miss Helen's Big Melons. He's probably listening.
Talking about drinks, Starbucks brought out a new cup.
Oh, this is insane! When I saw this news, this was this says more about the brand than anything they can do in advertising. When I saw the news, I thought it was one of those Onion fake news stories, complete with bogus infographic. Starbucks in the US has brought out a cup that holds 913 mils, 916 mils, that's critical, 916 mils of icy coffee. The catch being that the average human stomach, not mine perhaps, but the average human stomach's only 900 mils. So you're expected to either, sick some up, not drink some, or sort of leak some out the other end. That's absolutely
Do we know
insane.
how many shots of coffee in
I
that?
do not know. I mean, well, there's, enough to make you think it's coffee when it's really, sugar and milk.
That's ridiculous.
It's pretty impressive
I
stuff.
thought the documentary Super Size Me had kind of, done away with that sort of thing, because McDonald's used to have this massive cup in the States, and then after that documentary came out, they did decide to
Pull it back from, not quite large enough to live in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trend at
Bizarre.
916 mils.
Can you get that here in New Zealand?
I don't think you can get it anywhere
No.
yet. It's been announced.
Right.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm in the States in March. I shall seek it out for you.
Yeah,
And,
do. I'd like
see
to
if I can chug back one in a sitting.
I'd like to see the twit pic of that one.
Mm.
Vaughan Davis, we'll see you online at Tweet This Book. Go search for Tweet This Book
Yeah.
in Google, and Vaughan Davis on Twitter as well. We'll see you soon.